I'm Lakila Young, a director with supportive living here at the Charles Lee Center. I've been working with people with developmental disabilities for 17 and a half years. We started the transition program over a decade ago at the Charles Lee Center. The goal at that time was to transition people to live independently in the community with the use of technology. Today, we not only transition people, where they live, we do it also where they work and where they play. So in any aspect of their lives. So the process looks different for everybody. It all depends on what their goal is, how they want to transition. So everybody's transition plan may be different. We saw that there was a need there, and then there's people who express that this is what they wanted. We work with a lot of amazing people who know how to speak up for themselves and say, this is what I want. Yes, I may have this technology here in my house, but this could really help me at work. But definitely I will say that our work programs and our day programs, they saw that need there and they definitely pursued it. And that's how we ended up having it in every aspect of their lives. Well, I know this one young lady that I work with. She is deaf, and she has a communication barrier. So they would look at types of technology that may could help the staff to communicate with her while she's working. That's what she needed, and that's what they were pursuing to help their staff be able to better communicate with her. Well, the process is, first meeting with the person to find out what the goals that they have, what it is that you want. If you desire to live independently out in the community, so say for example, this home where we're at right now, you have people who, this is a transition home, they come here to transition, either they can stay in place or they can transition to the next step, which the next step from here would be into their own supportive living program, SLP apartment. And that could be within the Charles Lee Center, it could be within the community. It's whatever they desire. If they desire to just stay in a transition home or stay in place, that's fine too, because that's what they want to do. So they may not want to go out in the community and have their own apartment, but they may want to live independently without having a staff on third shift and have the monitoring in place for themselves. Sometimes it's based on their abilities, what they can do. There's always assessments to see, because say I can't do something right now, but that doesn't mean I can't learn to do it. That's why we have training. Our homes are called community training homes for a reason. We're here to train them on how to be as independent as possible. So I can't do it today, but can learn to do it or train to do it, or there may be technology that may help me to do it. So say for example, I may want to live independently in my own apartment, so I may need someone to provide me with administering my medications, because that's something I'm not independently able to do. So staff could administer your medications, or we could implement a med dispenser that alerts you when it's time to take your medicine. All you do is get a cup, put a cup under it. When the timer goes off, get your medicine out, you take your medicine. So you can do it that way. Say for somebody who want to learn how to cook, training them on how to cook using the stove, using the microwave. In a lot of cases, if we have somebody who don't really know how to work the buttons or something on the microwave, you could hook up an Alexa Echo Dot and say, Alexa, with the technology, put the microwave on 5 minutes. So just using those different aspects of training. This home is a community training home, but it is a remote support location, which means there's no staff here on third shift at night. It's monitored from somewhere else by staff at night. So the staff here comes in maybe about 8 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. They leave about 6 p.m. Then the technology takes over with monitoring. We have the cameras in the common area that monitors the common area, and those are turned on only for like emergencies or to see coming and going if there's no staff here. People hear the cameras and they automatically think they're all over the house. They're not. They're in the main area of the house where they can see who's coming through the front door and the back door. And like I said, they're only used in emergency situations. Even with the ability to drop in on the Echo Dots, you're just not dropping in listening to what's going on in the house. It's for a reason. If there was an announcement you needed to make, or if one of the guys called you and you called back to talk to them through it or something like that. So you definitely have to respect their privacy. And it's even if technology wasn't in the house, that's either knocking on their door before you come in. Yes, I'm a director here and I have a key to the home, but I don't just walk into their home. This is their home. I knock on the door. Since starting the program, our staff have been invited out to come speak at different conferences all over the U.S. and Canada to, talk about the success here of the transition programs that we've implemented here. The why for me is definitely, my why of being here is to see people live their best life. Just as, every day we see technology is evolving. Like every day there's new things coming out. So just like they're evolving, Charles Lee Center is evolving. And it's nothing like seeing the people smile from the use of that technology. It gives them confidence and it definitely lets you know that they're getting the independence that they desire.
Yeah, I like it, watching TV. I got my cable box today. They cook and stuff, clean this and clean the bathroom. So wash, sweep them up. And take my own medicine. Medicine dispenser. I sleep in my recliner low seat. Yeah, I told her, Lisa said she's gonna miss me and stuff. I ain't got no help around here no more. I live by myself in peace and quiet.
We all have goals in life. I love the success stories. I've been here, like I said, for 17 years, and in those 17 years, I've seen people who, when I first met, were in one place, and today they're out in their own apartment. They were living in a group home with sometimes 3 people. Now they're in their own apartment space. They have a job. They're working in the community. We've seen some people get married. We've seen people go on cruises. So just like I'm out living my best life traveling, I've seen a lot of them out living their best life traveling. The success stories always do it for me. But the beauty about the success stories is that success looks different. Anybody you talk to and ask, they'll say, my story is different than your story. And that's because we give people the option to have their own path to transition how they see they want to transition.